Welcome to Gun Club VR. We're going to be going through some of the weapons, having a look at how to reload them and action them and all that stuff. There's been some confusion from some folks about how to do that. Changes weapon to weapon, so we'll go through that. We'll just try to go through as many as we can, pop off a couple rounds here, and see how they all reload. I might not even know how they all reload. I mean, I've purchased all the weapons, I believe, but I haven't necessarily gone through them all. You can catch this video later at youtube.com/substatica. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/substatica. That's SUBSTATICA. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all that stuff is appreciated. So let's dig in here. First of all, we've got the M9. So actually, I'm going to back up a bit and then just jump forward, I think. There we go. Now I got some room in my space. So in general, when you're pressing the middle finger trigger, you get, on the Quest at least, you get these fingers gripping. And that's generally how you grab things in games. So I'm pressing that trigger. Now the index trigger is going to do your first finger like that, and that's going to be your trigger finger for guns. But to pick things up is generally your index finger trigger. And if you reach down and we look down, we can see our magazines over here. It's unlimited, so you can just grab as many as you want, and you can grab other things for other parts of the game. But that's how you grab a magazine when you're ready to reload. So here we've got the M9. So same thing, we're going to use that middle finger trigger to grab the gun, and we're going to hold it down, and that's us grabbing the gun. Now it says charge weapon, so we've already got a clip in here. Now to drop the clip out in Gun Club VR at least is the analog stick on the hand that's holding the weapon, and you just pull the analog stick down and that'll drop the clip out, or sorry, the magazine. And that's it. So to grab a new magazine, you can do it blindly, or you can look down. You go to your hip on your left side here, middle finger trigger grabs, slide it into the weapon, and you've already let go. You don't even have to let go of the trigger. I'm still holding the trigger, but the magazine has been inserted into the gun. For the M9 here, to action the gun, put a round in the chamber, use that trigger to grab the top of the gun there, pull it back, let go, and now this gun is hot, live, one in the chamber. So we can just expend the magazine that way. This one is a little extreme. I believe let's switch back to the second configuration, which is not as extreme. Again, we have a magazine in there already, so we can just grab the action. That grabbed one of the rails off. It's kind of tricky when, in some cases, like here, I'm going to grab the attachment if I do that, which isn't the end of the world, but yeah, this one, there you go. And that's without the suppressor, I guess. Now you can see that there's the safety there. That's what's glowing blue right now. And if I click the button, it's going to toggle the safety. So there are situations on some guns where you might trigger the safety by mistake. So you want to watch out for that. It all depends on the reloading mechanism. You can actually grab the clip too if you don't want to use, the magazine. If you don't want to use the dropout of the analog stick, you can still use your other hand, grab the magazine with the grip, toss it away, grab another one, slap it in, cycle the action, you're good to go. So that's generally how most pistols are going to reload. Here we got the Desert Eagle, same thing. Drop the magazine out, slap a new one in, charge it. All right. See that again? We have a magazine in there. Now, if you want to holster the weapon, that's what these green sections are on your body. Hold the weapon over it, let go of your grip, and it's holstered there. We have one down on our hip here. Do that, you can see it down there. Grip with the middle finger grip or trigger, and then release that trigger to holster. So in this game, if you're going through a bunch of events, you want to always holster the weapon at the end of the event, and that way that same weapon with the same settings will be on you for the next event, or if you're retrying, it'll be on you. If you toss it away like I've been doing, you're going to get all the same modifications and all that attachments, but say you had a different fire selector or something like that, that's going to be toggled back to the default if you threw your weapon away. Whereas if you keep it in the holster, you're going to get the exact settings that you had on that weapon when you finish the previous event. Okay, so that's the M9, the Desert Eagle. Let's see if we can find something else. Most of these semi-automatic pistols are going to be the same. Drop it out. Back. Right, there's the G18. M9, we can just charge that weapon, drop it out, throw another one in. Now, depending on how many rounds you've expended and depending on the weapon, you might not have to charge it after reloading. On semi-auto pistols, if you shoot to the last shot, you're gonna have to charge it again, right? Before you can keep shooting. But if you saved a shot, then you won't have to do that. And like I said, that's going to be different for some weapons. So we'll just zip through a bunch of these that are more or less the same mechanism. So here we've got a revolver. Kind of an awkward angle there. Don't have to charge this one, but reloading is a bit different. We actually have the pull the analog stick down to open the cylinder there, or cylinders, and then you hold the bullets up and you press the button on the left controller or your offhand controller to actually load the rounds into the cylinders, and then you can probably flick it back. There might be another way. I haven't actually used revolvers that much in this game, but no, it looks like flicking it back is the only way. So it's down on the analog stick, dump them out, grip like you were grabbing a magazine with your middle finger trigger, but then when you hold them up, you see the 007, you actually have to press the button on the controller, not the trigger, one of the buttons, for each round that you want to load. Flick it back, and you're good to go there. Dump them out. All right, same thing with your holster. So there you have the basics of revolvers. Here we got similar. Open it up, drop them out. Again, no charging on these because the action of pulling the trigger is pulling the hammer back and releasing it. So a little bit more work to reload these. Again, analog stick back. These ones you have to tilt the gun up to eject the spent rounds. Fill her up, flick it back. Good to go. Also, don't throw guns in real life. It's just another semi-auto. I think I spray painted this one white. That's from this thing here. You can customize your weapons. Alright, I mean, that's something to note, that once you take the magazine out, still got one in the chamber here. That's not going to come up that often, but there you have it. In, charge it, good to go. Another revolver. It's a Rhino. I may be mistaken, but I think this one is not a real gun. It's one they made for this game. I might be wrong about that. I seem to recall that being the case, and it doesn't seem all that familiar, but action's just like any other revolver. Semi-auto. We're not going to go through all these. A different Rhino. Is this one any different? Just a crazy magazine, but I don't think it loads any different. No. It's the Maxim 9. That's one crazy looking gun. Alright, you know, these fancy designs don't have any functional difference. Same deal for loading, reloading. Yeah, all this fun stuff. All right, again. You know, you don't have to be all that precise with reloading. What I usually recommend is to have a magazine in your offhand, and I usually steady by putting my wrist on my other wrist to stabilize my aim. And then when you're ready to, or you need to reload, you got the clip right there, or the magazine, drop it out, slap the next one in, and you're good to go. So let's skip through these different colors. MK23. Here we go. Here's something different. These ones I believe have, yeah, there's an actual clip. So we got this one has a charge handle. The charge handles can be a little tricky to grab. This one's on the other side, so you're looking at, you know, firing away. The ping means you're out. Insert magazine, go to your hip, same thing. Middle finger trigger to grab, slot it in, and then you're going to use your middle finger trigger to grab the charging handle, pull it back, and you're good to go. Same thing, and it goes, charging handle, good to go. Whoop. In, charge, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Good to go. So again, in, just slap it in. I didn't have to press anything or let go of the trigger even. But we still have to grab the charging handle and pull. You can see how if you miss the charging handle, you know, strange stuff happens. You grab the handle, or you know, grab the magazine, or grab the gun itself. So you really got to be on when you grab the charging handles. Also, you end up, like I said, you can sometimes grab the safety and other parts of the weapon instead of what you actually want. So there's your M1 Garand. One of the things you usually have to worry about with you know, the long guns is you got your fire selector or safety. So here we have that's safe, and that's live, and then you have to find the charging handle. It's usually the two things you have to worry about with these weapons. So it looks like I'm not all that familiar with this one. Looks like it's on that side, but no, that's the scope. Nope. Once you found the charging handle, you're good to go. Oh, we're up there, but that's tricky to grab. Same thing though. Drop the magazine out, slap a new one in, grab the charging handle. This one's even more annoying because you're grabbing near the front of the gun where you'd usually stabilize yourself. So it's really easy to not grab the handle, but grab the weapon itself, or in this case, some attachment. But that's it. It's not near the safety, so you don't have to worry about that. We got DSR-1. So here we go. Find the charging handle. This one's bolt action. Although, yeah, so you're looking at pop the magazine in, up and back, and forward and down. That one came back an extra time, so each one of these kind of loading mechanisms or cycling mechanisms is going to have its own intricacies. So bolt action, you're going to have to cycle between each shot. Right? Can't shoot now, so bolt action is up on the bolt, back on the bolt, forward on it, and down. Or on the bolt handle, I should say, but the bolt is what's moving on the inside. So again, magazine is empty. You can drop that out. Slap another one in. If the bolt is back like this, you should just be able to push it forward and down, and that's loaded around. up, back, forward, down. I mean, if you were to be using this gun in real life, you might want to do that with the other hand more. But in game, it can be tricky if you want to let go of the. You got to figure out which one's best for you. Up, back, forward, down. Yeah, see that? Oh, the magazine's empty. So there's a standard bolt action. This one we got another charge handle for the VSS Ventures. Oh, so this one's automatic. Charge. But it looks like it's got some sort of fire toggle here. That's probably fully auto or semi-auto. Yeah. So careful that you know which way that's set before you get going. There's another one where the only trick is finding the charge handle, which is right here, and it's a bit tricky to grab, right? Then you got your clip back there. So really, if you're not familiar with the weapon, you just gotta, find the clip, find the charging handle, and then watch out for the safety for the most part. Seiko 85, your standard bolt action. Let's try doing it with our right hand. All right, grab the bolt, up, back, forward, down. Can we can drop the magazine out. That one go in, or in the top. I guess we have one in there already, I suppose. Yeah. Well, same deal for a bolt action. Here we got another bolt action. Again, careful of grabbing the actual grip of the gun. That's one of the reasons why I like doing it with my offhand, unless you're doing some sort of sniper mission where you have to stay exactly the same position, but grabbing with the other hand, back, forward, down, has a lot less at risk than trying to grab with this hand where, oops, I grabbed the grip instead of the bolt. I grabbed the grip again, right? So you have to work out which one of those is best for you. And here we got a big magazine you can see, so pretty easy to see where that goes in and comes out. That's AWSM. Another bolt action. Right, up, back, forward, down. That's about it on this one. Tiny little magazine. Okay, let's get into some other weapons. What do we got here? Oh, I guess the lever action I did in another video, which you can check out. This one's a bit different. To charge the weapon, you need to actuate the lever, which is done by holding down the A button on your grip hand. You don't have to hold it down that long. If you hold it down too long, some strange stuff can happen with the gun, but just that's long enough for it to load, or cycle I should say. If you don't have the two-handed grip, holding it down too long isn't safe for some reason. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that all that much. And then this one is another one where you actually have to load each round. So they load in the top here, grab them from your hip, again, middle finger, trigger to grab, and then you're going to use the A button on the other controller to load them in. The other controller being the hand you grab the bullets with. And they load in one by one, and then you're actioning. If you're doing this with two hands, it's pretty good because the gun kind of goes up a little bit, comes back down. I mean, it's not the best. I think we see inside the weapon there. Yeah, and then reload, grab some rounds, and each button loads one, right? So you can go, okay. So there's lever action. Here we got pump action. We're into the shotguns. So pump action, you're going to be grabbing the front of the gun here. The, I guess, action charge is on the pump. Boom, back, forward, boom, back and forward. Not the smoothest in this game, but for loading ammo, you're loading shells in the side like this, one by one. Press the button for each shell. Back and forward, boom, right? Grab with the middle finger trigger, load with, I don't know, it says X there. I'm not sure what button it is, but it's a button on this controller to load each shell. And charge it by racking it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that's it. Load them up, back and forth. There you go, standard pump action. We got to speed up a bit here. This does not look like your standard pump action. We got a charging handle here. So we got a semi-auto shotgun here, the Striker, and then magazine empty. So we got to load 16 rounds. Looks like, I don't know how many we have in our hand there. Couple at a time. Charge it. So it's kind of a combination of a rifle and a shotgun here, where we're loading shells individually, but then we got the charge handle, and then we're semi-automatic. We hit the safety. So the safety's down there. This is one of those ones where as you're loading shells, if you go too far, you end up triggering the safety like that. So you got to be careful of these. Try to find a spot where, oh, look at that. That's kind of fun. Try to find a spot to load where you're not over here by the safety, maybe like just up here, right? And then keep that in mind. What's next? Well, that's odd. I thought we had more shotguns. Unless this is a shotgun. It is. It's Saga 12. So this is actually a semi-auto shotgun as well. So this one has its own magazine with the shells, charge handle, gonna operate just like any other semi-auto. We even have a fire selector here. I don't know if this one can do full auto actually. It kind of seems like it might. Disengage safety. No, that's just a safety, okay. So no full auto, just semi-auto. Same thing, use the analog stick to drop out the magazine, slap a new one in, charge it with the charging handle, and you're good to go. Watch out, don't flick the safety. Another pump action. And this one loads in through the bottom, so there you go. It's a classic M1897 shotgun. Here we have another crazy shotgun. Magazine, charge handle. This one, what's our fire selector do there? I can't even access it. It's not letting me get to that. So I'm not sure what the fire selector does. It does just look like a 2-position safety there. So it's the same thing. We got our magazine, charge it. Good to go. TS12, I did a video on this one too, the Tavor TS12. This is probably one of the craziest reload mechanisms in the game and in real life, I would say. So this one has 3 cylinders here, or 3 like on-board magazines. We got a charge handle here, so you charge. I think you get 5. And then you can actually switch this cylinder by holding your hand up there and then pressing X as it says, or whatever the button is on this controller to actuate. And then you get another 5. You can switch it again, and you get another 5. The tricky part with this gun in this game is as you load the cylinders, it automatically rotates the cylinder. So we've filled up one cylinder with 5, and as we load one more, it's actually gonna, you saw this actuate, it actually switched cylinders, so it becomes really tricky to figure out which cylinder you're on when you're firing or reloading. and it's constantly telling you to reload because it gives you kind of like a 2-round heads up before you're actually out. So for this gun, it's a weird combination of switching cylinders, but then reloading here, and then switching cylinders, and then reloading here, or reloading here all 3 cylinders. And again, this one has a crazy safety that's right there that you end up triggering half the time too. So a very interesting weapon. It's not the most practical in this game, but lots of fun to try out. You can see it in action in my other video. So now we're into machine guns. A massive magazine up here, charge handle over here. Pretty obvious at this point. Slap a magazine in, charge it, start shooting. Here we got the PDX. Did a video on this one. It's one of the guns I use more in the game. Slap in a magazine. We got the charge handle back here. There you go. We got a fire selector up here that does, I think, a burst or semi and full auto and safe. Yeah, so that's safe, full auto, and then semi-auto. So again, slap it in, charge it, good to go. Most of these are going to end up being the same. You just got to find the charge handle, which, whoa, that wasn't safe. I'm not too familiar with this one, but it looks like the charge handle's up in there. Yeah. So another one where you end up grabbing the gun itself instead of the charge handle half the time. So I mean, it's not the firearms fault, just a symptom of VR interactions. So same thing, drop out the magazine, slap in a new one, charge it if you can get to the charge handle. AK-47. Everyone's familiar with this one. Charge handles on this side. Well, you think there'd be a little more recoil and travel on this. Well, there you go. Magazine. Charge. Got a fire selector over here. Single. Safe. Fully auto. G36K. That's one beefy looking weapon. I assume the charge handle is over here, but maybe not. Now I'm confused. Not familiar with this one. I'm looking. Somebody help me out. Oh yeah. It's this kind of it actually you can see that little hinge there. You're supposed to grab it from under there. It kind of turns out and then you pull it back. Kind of a unique style. You can see how that actually levered out. Again, it's up where you'd grab the gun for support, so you got to be careful of that. But other than that, similar. And we got our fire selector back here. Semi, safe, fully auto. Okay, we're gonna speed through some of these, see if there's anything that stands out. Whoa. Yeah, the dangers of firearms. EF88, your magazine in the back, charge handle in the front. Your safety looks to be in there. Stick 44, massive magazine I put on this one. Charge handle's right there. I mean, the variety of firearms in this game is really the appeal. Here we've got the gold AK. 1918. Clip, charge handle. ACR, I'll skip that. Desert version. Your clip, charge. And there you got your Sten. There you go, your charge handle there. Seems like just a step above improvised. You can see how these were built even by this model of it. There we go, a classic P90 bullpup. So this one, you have your magazine on the top. Slide it in. Where's our charge it? There you go. Grab it in the front there. Again, you can grab the magazine off the top. Take it out. New one in. They're a bit forgiving on inserting this magazine because it is kind of an odd spot to do it in VR. You gotta kind of pull up and back as you would in real life, I suppose, and then in and down to seat your new magazine. And you're good to go. Magazine, charge at the back. Simple enough. In this game, you've got unlimited ammo, so you can just, I like to have little ammo parades at the end of events, if I do well. Alright. So there's kind of an odd magazine on the PP19. Drop it out off the front there, slap it in, charge on the other side. Kind of hard to grab out as you would other magazines. That time it worked. Charge. Another classic firearm, I guess. That I have to look twice to see where the charging handle is. There we are. So that charging handle on this one again is pretty close to the front of the gun. In you go. That's your home. Get in your home. So you gotta be careful not to grab the gun. It's really like right there is charge, and just one little step down is grab the gun. So try to get it from the top rather than from the side, and probably less chance you'll grab the gun instead of the charge handle. So this one we've decked out somewhat. We got your charge handle up here. You got this crazy double drum magazine, or whatever you call these. MPX, charge at the back. You can either drop it out with the analog stick or with your hand. This is one crazy looking firearm. We got our clip in the back here. No, what the hell did I just take out there? Some part of the stock, I guess. I don't know what that was. But massive drum clip in the, or magazine in the bottom, and then the charge handle is one of these ones that has a little hinge on it, so you pull it to the side, pull it back, and you're good to go. PP2000, that's one crazy looking gun. Scorpion, charge at the front. I mean, most of them well, none of them come with these types of drum. MP40, pretty obvious charge handle. Magazine in the front. Feel like I'm repeating myself. Three. Charge handles over here. Magazine at the front. We got our Uzi. Charging handle on top. And magazine in the grip there. Charging handle on top. Magazine right there. Charging handle. Whoa, that's a crazy rate of fire. One of my favorite weapons in the game, the Vector, Chris Vector. Up. And we charge over here, kind of another lever one, but it's on the side. And that's it. This one actually has a handy 2-round burst fire mode, which is really good for this game. You just got to be careful that if you're on 2-round burst, you're not that second round isn't hitting a hostage or something like that, as the gun travels upwards with the little bit of recoil that it has and travel. These huge magazines can be a bit tricky to handle. There you go. You got the Vector in gold. I like gold. Then we got your gold P90. Classy. And P90 Reaper. It's not my cup of tea. There you have it, just like all the other P90s. We got the gold MP5. We got platinum P90. Like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or something like that. Platinum MP5. And we're back to the M9. So that's everything. That might be all the guns in the game, aside from all their different modifications you can put on them, and how they charge and fire. I mean, we skipped a couple that look to be very similar to other guns in their class. But like I said, you can catch this video later at youtube.com/Substatica, and you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Substatica. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff is appreciated. I'm gonna have to clean this place up. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.